Illinois Tech is one of the top 25 STEM schools in the United States. The first reason is it does also have great rankings. It has great alumni and has great innovation. But the main reason for me is that it creates relevant graduates who are very employable in the markets that they work, and they get jobs very easily. I'm going to give an overview of Illinois Tech. I'm not going to take up too much of your time tonight, but I will give you an overview as to what it is and the sort of the programs that students study and sort of reasons why I feel Illinois Institute of Technology is a really good university to study in. So let me just share my screen first of all. I'm going to play a short video to start with from some of our students. And I'm going to play a short video quickly from our students as a welcome. Izumi, tell me if you can't hear, if you have trouble hearing the sound, okay?
Sounds great.
Next class of Illinois Tech students.
Hey guys, we'd like to welcome you
to Illinois Tech,
to the Illinois Institute of Technology,
to becoming a Scarlet Hawk.
Congratulations.
From our professors and staff,
to our diverse student body.
We couldn't be more excited to have you here.
This is a place where ideas come to life.
And excellence meets innovation. IIT has such a welcoming community
that I'm sure you'll feel at home in no time.
We have students from all over the country and the world.
So being in this community is definitely something to be proud of.
When coming to Illinois Tech, you have a lot to look forward to.
Get ready to learn more about your major and passions and to really find yourself.
Get ready to explore the city and see things that people travel across the world to see.
Get ready to see some snow and some wind. Okay, more like a lot of wind.
Get ready for some really intense games of air hockey and bowling at the bog.
Get ready to meet lifelong friends and gain new perspectives.
Get ready for unlimited dessert at the Commons.
But make sure to watch out for that freshman 15.
And lastly, get ready to have a lot of fun, but also be overwhelmed at times. And hey, that's okay.
Illinois Tech has a great support system for you. And if I could give you some advice, it would be
to remember to take care of yourself. Look out for your well-being and health. Keep in touch with your parents, and don't be afraid to ask for help.
To use your time wisely. In college, you have a lot more freedom. So hold yourself accountable so you can stay on top of your schoolwork and still have time for fun.
To try new things, to put yourself out there, and to talk to people you wouldn't think you'd talk to. You never know what opportunities are waiting.
To not worry too much and have fun. College can be some of the best years of your life, so make sure you leave with no regrets.
To make the most out of your first year. Become involved in and engage with campus life as much as you can. Join clubs and find out what you really enjoy doing.
I'm in the sorority Kappa Phi Delta, majoring in biochemistry with a psychology and music minor.
I'm in the Illinois Tech Hyperloop and I play men's volleyball.
I'm in women's lacrosse, the Biomedical Engineering Society.
Since I'm a music minor, I take classes at Vandercook, which gave me the opportunity to play for Mimi Stillman, who is a very popular flutist.
I'm a member of the Delta Tau Delta fraternity, the WhyIIT radio station.
And I also hold leadership positions in the Society for Women Engineers and the Camera Scholars Program.
I'm in a professional society for architecture students called NOMAS,
the Astronomy Club, and a civil engineering professional organization.
We know you've been through a lot of changes and craziness in the past year.
But we're so proud of how far you've come.
Your class is so strong and hopeful. You've truly made history.
And now, it's time to make the future.
You're in a world of innovators,
creators,
and scholars.
The world is your oyster.
And you.
And you.
And you can do anything.
Can do anything.
Can do anything.
Best of luck at IIT.
And we hope you have a great year.
Fantastic. Thank you for just watching that. I think that video from our students really shows a few things that are about Illinois Institute of Technology. It is about innovative ideas. It's about being a relevant student and being understanding of the real issues that the world faces today. And it's a place where ideas come to life. And I really want to sort of talk a little bit, first of all, about those ideas. and why Illinois Tech is a place that you would want to study at. So I'm going to go through what is on the screen at the moment and hopefully show you a few things. So every day, you as a student will go into a shop and have a barcode scanned when you buy something. Barcode technology that was invented and developed by alumni from Illinois Institute of Technology. Every time you hold your cell phone, your mobile phone, you will send a line message to your friend. The original cell phone technology that you used was developed at Illinois Institute of Technology, or it was an alumni of Illinois Institute of Technology that developed it. Every time you in Thailand get on a plane, I'm sure you'll recognize this picture as the drawings for the airport in Bangkok. The design and the architect was an alumni of Illinois Institute of Technology. Alexa, part of the Amazon network, was developed by a team from IIT. Had people in the team developing it from IIT. Such things as the ozone layer and discovering the hole that was destroying the ozone layer and the reasons why was found out and discovered by an alumni of Illinois Institute of Technology. Every time a space shuttle re-entered the Earth, the re-entry technology for that space shuttle was developed. Again, alumni of IIT were involved in that team. And one of the things that it is very good at as well, I'll highlight this, the first PhD or doctorate for a woman in mechanical engineering was awarded from IIT. And you'll notice in that video of the students, a number of those students were in leadership positions for women in engineering and the biomedical engineering department. So I just wanted to put in sort of pictorial terms very clearly some of the things that IIT has given the world, which actually impact you on a day-to-day basis. So these ideas that have impacted everything and everybody on the planet that we live on today. So IIT is very relevant to you in your daily lives, Illinois Tech, and is very relevant for creating new ideas that will become real in the future as well. So the two words really here are relevant and new ideas, that IIT is very keen that its students develop those skills during your time studying with us. So that's sort of my initial thought on why IIT is the place where you should be considering studying. Illinois Tech, in terms of its academics, I will go into a lot of detail later on. But in terms of an overview, it is one of the top 25 STEM schools in the United States. And you can obviously appreciate that from the type of developments that alumni have created for IIT. So it sort of does 40 majors, specializing in engineering, science, psychology, architecture, business, technology. And there's opportunities to study at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels. Note that it is one of the top 25 STEM schools, but it also has a business faculty as well. So they do some very good business programs, and some of the finance programs are rated in the top 100 in the world by the Financial Times. So it's got a fantastic area. Fantastic reputation in terms of general rankings, but also has a business school, which a lot of students sometimes don't realize when you're talking about a STEM institution or an institute of technology. So let's look at some of these alumni in more detail. Yep, some of these people that have created these very relevant, very brilliant ideas, which have sort of changed the world we live in. So I'm going to go through in some order, and you can see my red dot here on the screen. This guy here, number 3, this guy's Marty Cooper, and he's holding up the cell phone. So he was the inventor of the cell phone, IIT alumni, okay? Even going backwards, yep, even before cell phones, before sort of big computers, this guy here, number 1, Martin Cameras, developed magnetic recording, so the old style sort of tapes, and he developed magnetic recording, which obviously led on to greater things. And number 4, this picture here is Susan Solomon, who discovered that there was a hole in the ozone layer, which led to fundamental changes in the chemicals that were put in aerosols, in terms of the banning of chlorofluorocarbons, etc. So, these people have really done, great things, created relevant ideas as well. And just going through really quickly, some other people which may be more relevant for you today. Okay, SpaceX. There's Jason here, okay, who worked on the SpaceX Dragoncraft, Elon Musk's company. Okay, you've got people here who are chief executives of Twitter. Okay, people who are head of the AIDS Vaccine Design and Develop Laboratory at the International AIDS Vaccine Initiative. You've got software engineers with over 270 patents to his name, which is Jason, the co-founder of Linksys, and so on and so on. The list really does extend very far. This guy here, Rajiv, member of the team that developed the Pentium chip, which a lot of you will have the predecessor of that, so the forerunner of that would have been the Intel chip that you've got in your computers today that powers what we're able to do today as well. So really relevant people as well. Their architecture alumni are very strong. So I talked about the fact that the Bangkok airport, the international airport in Bangkok in Thailand, Helmut Jun, this was the guy who was well known for his designers. So he designed that airport as well as other projects, $800 million Sony Center in the Potsdam Plaza in Berlin, including your airport in Bangkok. So this is the gentleman here that designed that airport as well. Again, entrepreneurial alumni, okay. Paul Gavin, two founders of the telecommunications Motorola, okay, founded Gavin Engineering, okay, and Motorola became a leader of communications equipment. Back in the 90s or early noughties, a lot of phones were Motorola. You'll know the company. It has very big telecommunications networks, does a lot of 5G stuff as well. Again, this guy, one of the co-founders there. So a great, rich history of really successful people who have gone on and done fantastic things for the world. Theoretical physicists as well, okay. Great entrepreneurs, okay, in terms of change makers. And these are some of the younger alumni here. I'm going to be able to send you this presentation so you'll be able to read through our alumni in more detail. So what I'm saying is, this is a university that developed barcode technology. This is a university alumni that developed cell phone technology and, chief scientists of Twitter, people who are developing the latest things which are going to change the world today. So it's a fantastic university really to be part of in terms of what it does. So why study at Illinois Tech? Well, the first reason is it does also have great rankings. It has great alumni and has great innovation. But the main reason for me is that it creates relevant graduates who are very employable in the markets that they work, and they get jobs very easily, but they are creating ideas that people want, which makes them very desirable in terms of employability, but also in terms of their innovation and inventiveness as well. 117th ranked overall in the US. It is top 25 in terms of the STEM schools in the US, top 5 for graduate finance in the Financial Times. So again, some very world-leading rankings. In terms of some specific rankings in terms of subjects, it's top 75, best US engineering, and it's one of the best architecture schools in the United States as well. And all the rankings together make it the top 3% of US universities. And you've got to remember that there are over 1,000 US colleges and universities in the United States. So it's got a brilliant reputation in terms of its quality of its academics, but also the output of its students. And those students, we talked about Chicago being one of the top 10 tech cities. Some of its careers, its internships by previous alumni students, for example, we count IBM, US Bank, Kellogg's, Microsoft, Google, Deloitte, NBC, Universal. These are just some of the organizations where students have done their internships. So there are internships available, and the career opportunities, they really do help students work on where they can get jobs, what their career looks like, and how that maps out in their future. So it's not just about getting a job, it's about what is my career long term. And they do job fairs, they have career coaches that you can sit down and talk to. They do these very innovative classes about utilizing LinkedIn, the professional networks, mock interviews, virtual career fairs as well. So they've got very good connections because they are very well respected by some of the top companies in the US and the world as well. The other thing I think IIT is particularly strong at is the return on investments. The money you pay to Illinois Tech, and what you get back is very good. And it's one of the top 5, ranked top 5 universities for the return on investment, what you get back in terms of the salary, essentially. So an undergraduate salary, and we talk about this in early career pay, and we talk about this in mid-career pay, the amount of money that you make every year on average after graduating from an undergraduate degree program is $59,900 US. And your mid-average career pay, this is when you get to the middle of your career, is around $105,000 US. Now this does change depending on the subject you study at, and we have got flyers we can give you that talk about individual subjects that you want to study and their career pay afterwards. If you're a graduate student, after doing your graduate or postgraduate study or master's degree, you have got an average salary in your early career of $61,000 US and a mid average career pay of $153,000 US. So again, the investment that you put in, you get back in the salaries that you see. Remembering that a lot of the programs you have at Illinois Tech obviously open doors for OPT post-study work in the US as well. So, the type of students that do go to IIT and do graduate do command good salaries as a result of the money they have invested. It's not just what you get, though, financially when you graduate. You get a lot within what you can do at Illinois Tech. So I will talk about the academics in a bit, but there are a number of things that Illinois Tech allows you to do, which basically mean that you can participate in sort of extra activities and have other scholarship opportunities and other study abroad opportunities as well, which really does enhance your profile and enhances your resume, but also enhances your skill set as well. One of those is called the IPRO, which you can see on the screen in front of you. And the IPRO is an interprofessional projects program. And what this means is it's for undergraduate students, and it allows you to build teamwork. And you work solving very complex problems that are given to you by some of the top companies in the US. For example, Coca-Cola, Gibson Guitar, Daimler Chrysler. And they'll give a group of students a problem, and the students work in a group. And the group of students, you'll be working with maybe an architect, a computer scientist, a mechanical engineer, a finance student, or a business student, and you will work together in that what we call interdisciplinary cross-subject group to work on solving the problem. So it gives you great teamworking skills, and it gives you real experience in dealing with real world problems. And I want to link that back to what I said at the very beginning, and the 2 words that really sum up Illinois Tech. It's very relevant and it's very real. And because it's very relevant and real, and that's part of the IPRO project, it means that you've got a skill set to understand real problems and come up with ideas to solve those problems. And think back to our alumni, which we talked about. Those alumni were solving problems, real world problems that you can see the solutions to. The other opportunities which adds that value to Illinois Tech, which makes your return on investment very worthwhile, is it has a lot of experiential learning opportunities. So a lot of students are allowed to apply for what's called the Elevate Scholarship, which is up to, I think, $5,000. And it basically allows students to go abroad and experience study in Sweden, in Italy, New Zealand, for example, and other universities or work environments. We had an architect student who was very interested in Gothic architecture, and they did a piece of research in Germany around Gothic architecture, because obviously Berlin and Germany has a lot of that sort of genre of architecture. And that was in part paid for through the Elevate Scholarship to allow that student to do that. So there's lots of experiential learning, real world learning experiences which students can take part in, which are not in Chicago, which do take students outside of Chicago to Europe, to other parts of South America, to Africa, to Asia, for example. So again, part of the value you get from Illinois Tech. Okay, yes, $5,000 is the Elevate Scholarship. So I'm going to play a quick video on the Elevate Scholarship, on the IPRO project, which will give you a little information about why it's so relevant today.
You're given such a broad idea, and to make something so specific using like what you know, what others know, it's different from other classes.
So we are building stairs that can be adjustable in the different directions for people who suffered with neuromuscular disease.
We're working on exoglove, and it's controlled by the muscular pathways of the patient.
It's a lot of fun actually to work with students from different degree programs. You learn things that you might not have known otherwise.
The hands-on learning this kind of stuff, being able to produce a product is what I'm going to be doing in the future.
We kind of found ourselves working really well in terms of like calculating planning dimensions and like working on the actual design.
Everybody has been taught to think in a different way, and everybody has different backgrounds that they're coming from and has different things to offer.
So IPRO, as you can see, really does get students to work on complex problems and develop new ideas, and ideas that matter to people around the world. Again, linking back to that common theme that runs through this presentation.